Interrupting our programming to bring you breaking news. There has been a bridge collapse at Baltimore, Maryland, and fire officials say people fell into the water.
The scene is the Francis Scott Key Bridge. It has been hit by a container ship.
Joining us now on the phone is ABC's Sam Sweeney, covers transportation for us in our D.C. bureau. Sam, what do you know for us? What do you know right now about this incident?
Andrew, this all happened about 1:30 this morning. That massive cargo ship with thousands of containers on board. For some reason, the Francis hit one of the columns that supports this bridge. The Francis Scott Key Bridge. This is in the Baltimore harbor area. This is a high traffic route for these ships. It was pulling out of the harbor, leaving port, when for some reason it wasn't able to maneuver correctly, and it hit one of those pylons. Now, normally in this area,
honestly, I don't have a whole lot of new info about the rescue efforts. I know it's been ongoing. I know the mayor of Baltimore, the governor, the Baltimore County executive, and the Anne Arundel County executive have all been on the scene since early in the morning. And they're keeping their finger on the pulse of everything by commuters and by over-the-road shipping alike. And the ripple effects of this are going to be felt for months, if not years. The ripple effects of this are going to be felt for months, if not years.
The presence of some vehicles underwater. And I will say, guys, I did just speak with a neighbor here who said that she heard the bridge collapse around 1:30 a.m. She told me it sounded like a plane was landing in her backyard. Lindsay.
And we do know Elizabeth
here who said that she heard the bridge collapse around 1:30 a.m.
Tonight, 6 workers who were filling potholes at 30 a.m. After receiving a desperate mayday call, police closed off traffic just minutes before the collapse and warned people working on the bridge that the ship was careening toward it, but it was not enough time for some. Tonight, 6 workers who were filling potholes when the cargo ship hit are still missing. The Coast Guard now says the search and rescue efforts have been suspended. The Port of Baltimore is the 9th busiest in the country, now closed indefinitely as twisted debris and wreckage remain tangled both above and below the water. Juju.
Lindsay, thank you.
6 workers who were filling potholes when the cargo ship hit are still missing. Baltimore is the 9th busiest in the country, now closed indefinitely as twisted debris and wreckage remain tangled both above and below the water. Juju.
Lindsay captures the moment a typical night on the Baltimore harbor turns tragic. The Francis Scott Key Bridge collapsing after a 95,000-ton cargo ship barreled into a supporting pillar at 1:30 in the morning Tuesday, just hours before the morning rush hour.
Be advised, the entire bridge, the entire Key Bridge.
Vehicles, including this big rig, still crossing the bridge just moments before impact. As the massive ship collides, an entire section of the bridge breaking apart, crumbling onto the bow of the freighter and into the frigid waters below.
Is there a crew working on the bridge right now?
The catastrophe setting off a desperate the ship seen in this video going completely dark, mere seconds before slamming into that pillar. Then thick black smoke begins billowing into the sky. The power turning off again and then back on.
Immediately, the crew puts out a mayday call, alerts the Maryland Department of Transportation and those working at the bridge.
Within seconds of the alert, authorities dispatch police officers to close the bridge to all traffic.
I need one of you guys on the south side, one of you guys on the north side, hold all traffic on the Key Bridge. There's a ship approaching, has just lost their steering. So until you get that under control, we got to stop all traffic.
The officers had only seconds to get the construction crew off that bridge before it collapsed.
Just make sure no one's on the bridge right now. If there's a crew